in the bed. Oh my gosh! Welcome to an all new episode of Equilibrium. I am your host, Rhea. Guys, we're in a completely different new set, new state, new mindset, right?
I think it's the same mindset.
Well, I'm in a happier place. I found my equilibrium. I think Tim is morning Tim, even though it's actually not morning. He's in a very bad mood, but we will move forward. How are you feeling?
I'm fine.
Okay, great. As you can see, we're in an all new set, all new state, actually. We're out of that very drab and sad space we were in for a few episodes of this season. How do you feel about that?
Being out of Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad to be out of the worst state in America.
You think it's the worst state?
It's one of the bottom three.
Out of all the places I've lived and out of all the places we've visited, I must say that it is, just the whole South is just my least favorite place.
It's pretty much the Bible Belt is all the same, and it's not somewhere I want to ever go back.
You have to go back.
Yeah, I will be going back for holidays and for an occasional Auburn game, but, you know.
There's one time when we visited Auburn. Obviously, Tim is from Auburn, and we went to this, Auburn alumni store, and we're like, we need to, buy all this stuff because we're never coming back.
That was Bria's mindset.
That's always my mindset. I'm never coming back here.
I just wanted some hoodies for myself.
So we got a whole bunch of hoodies, but got stuff for the house and $300 in the store, and it's we were back 2 months later.
Yeah, I don't know why you thought you would ever not go back.
It's just a dream and a wish. So it's been a few months since our last episode, so we have a lot of catching up on, a lot of TV to talk about, movies and stuff. But first, like I said, we moved. I drive moving trucks now. We will be opening up a moving company, right?
No.
You didn't enjoy yourself?
I didn't. Driving a moving truck with a car attached on a trailer is not fun. Won't ever do it again.
Okay, so I had a lot of fun driving an empty moving truck. It was actually very hard to manage. I almost ran over someone. Anyway, we also went to New Mexico. This is very recently, which was cool. I'm dropping it down low in the sand. White sands was very cool. The sand is actually cold. Do you have any thoughts about New Mexico?
New Mexico was basically like the Alabama of the Midwest. Instead of meth, they are on heroin, serious drugs out there. People just passing out in the streets in Albuquerque. There was nobody in the streets. Everything shuts down at 8 p.m. Yeah, I don't know.
So it's not on your list of places to go back.
Nature was cool, but saw it, been there, done that, won't be back.
Okay, yeah, I definitely enjoy the nature. Tim likes to look at people in the eye in the streets. So
I did not look at people in the eye.
Tim was looking at this person who was crunched over on the sidewalk, and he was
I didn't look at them in the eye.
Shooting up drugs, I guess.
Just looked to make sure nobody has a weapon. And a needle could be a weapon if they've got HIV. I don't want to get stabbed.
But why are you looking at
you
them?
have to take a quick glance.
I saw them.
See if there's a weapon, see what they have in their hand, and then you move on.
Because of how
you didn't know what they had?
Because I don't want to know what they had.
I saw the being.
I saw the being.
If they got
I did not
gun,
want to look at them in the eye.
That's why you almost got in
Tim
Albuquerque.
almost got us because he looked at this man across the street. The man approached us and said, "What are you doing here?" So
I didn't look at that.
He starts running after us.
That's the problem.
After watching so many Lifetime films, I was like, this is my moment. Put in these instincts that they've taught you about. Started running.
If I was
Cut a corner.
If I was in my normal state and not having to fly across the country without my weapons, I would have been ready. Mossy would have got him.
Also, that's a lie because one time we were in Tennessee or somewhere and we bought this thing and Tim did not have it with him.
It was upstairs. I didn't think I needed to bring it downstairs in my own cabin. I didn't think someone was going to attack us.
You need to always be ready. Anyway, that's the latest with us. Any other things to add?
I've got nothing.
Okay, so what's on the TV? Obviously, there's been a lot with our move and just living in general. We've been able to catch up on a lot of stuff and also haven't had a chance to finish some things. What are you frowning at?
It took me so long to figure out what it said on the side.
What's on the TV?
Yeah, I was having trouble.
I just said it.
Okay.
Morning, Tim. Very rude.
Like,
Very
what?
rude.
Son, dad, V? Anyway.
What type of education do you have? Anyway, so Tim, what are you watching right now? What are you loving?
I haven't really been watching much. Couldn't find anything to watch, so I started rewatching old stuff like Westworld and prepped for the new season whenever it may come out.
Is it on Showtime?
It's HBO.
Okay.
And I did watch what's that called? Squid Game recently. That was probably the most recent new show I've watched.
So what are your thoughts?
It was an interesting concept. It wasn't, I wouldn't say like a great show. It wasn't very well filmed, but it was
wasn't well
interesting.
filmed?
Yeah, it seemed like it was kind of cheap.
I think it's from a different country.
Yeah. And are you saying things in other countries?
I'm just saying,
Wow. You're gonna get canceled.
Where is it from?
I think it's Korea, but it
And
was
it's old too. It's not new.
I think it's new. Is it not? I don't know. Hey, I know it was dubbed. Whatever. It was a cool show. It just seemed a little cheap to me, and they say they're having a season 2. Whatever. I'll probably watch it, but I don't know. People said it was really gory, and that's why they didn't want to watch it. But after watching Walking Dead and The Boys, it was nothing.
Walking Dead is disgusting, and so is The Boys. I did not watch Squid Game. Tim was watching it while he was exercising.
Got an exercise bike. Part of our move.
But Tim doesn't use it.
I do.
A lot
of miles on it.
How many?
A lot.
Okay, I randomly started watching. These are shows I watch by myself. So I watched Wu-Tang on Hulu randomly by myself. I don't know why I stumbled upon that. I don't listen to Wu-Tang Clan, but the show is really good. I think they're on season 2. I have to catch up on it because I like to save it all for one big binge. But pretty good. I obviously watch Insecure by myself. Tim does not like Black people, and he has mentioned he does not like Issa Rae specifically. You said you didn't like her.
I said she's not a good actress.
She's not, but it's a great show.
Okay, well she shouldn't act.
Anyway, it's season 5 of Insecure, which is the series, the last season of the series. So far it's pretty good. They're kind of, they're growing and becoming true adults, and they're not making stupid decisions anymore. So
they'll continue to make stupid decisions so that there is another season of the show.
No, this is the series finale.
Oh, is it?
She set out to only make 5 seasons.
That's good.
So we're wrapping it up.
Bria's also been watching All American by herself. She loves CW shows. She loves the cheese, the lame jokes.
Okay.
She was having a hooting time in one of the recent episodes.
I mean, there's just a lot of undertones, which I love when you if you're not listening closely, you won't catch them. Tim doesn't really watch anything. He plays Xbox while we're watching stuff, which is a point of contention in our marriage.
I catch more details than you do.
No, you don't.
I do. Anyway.
You just only pay attention to All American more because you love that show.
Bria's still going on the 100 in CW.
Tim was looking for the prequel. He sent me an article the other day and was I can't wait.
That was you.
No, but the prequel got canceled. But Tim was that was too bad. Sent a sad emoji. Anyway, I'm also watching Queen Sugar by myself. Still very melancholy. Very good though. Still.
That's your nickname.
What?
Queen Sugar. Sex Education. We watched that together. It was fine.
It's fine. I think it's a really cute show.
It's like a kids show.
It's not. It's actively not a kids show.
It's like a high school kids show.
It's about kids in high school, but it's not for them.
I think it's for high schoolers.
Okay, I'll watch it by myself. Who's your favorite character? Who's your favorite character?
I can't remember their names. Probably the main character, that girl with the teeth. She's got some teeth on her.
You like the girl with the teeth?
She's just weird.
Interesting.
She's really weird.
So Maeve's best friend. I don't remember what her name is. Amy.
Or what's the singer? She looks like that singer that you like.
Don't try to act like you don't know what her name is.
I can't remember her name right now.
Mahalia.
Yeah, that's it. She's on that show.
Are you gonna ask me who my favorite character is?
Who's your favorite character?
Eric.
He would be your favorite.
He's so funny.
He would be your favorite.
Yeah, I really like Eric. He's great. Tim also enjoys watching Outer Banks, which is a Netflix show about finding lost treasure
That's also
in the Outer Banks. Very poorly written, poorly acted.
It's pretty bad. I don't know why I allowed you to get me.
Are you kidding?
It's bad. Ted Lasso is great.
While we were in New Mexico in the airport, we actually saw Nate from Ted Lasso.
Nate, great.
And he looks exactly how you would expect him to look in real life.
More like the season 2 version of himself. He looked a little looked like he was just trying to be tough.
Okay.
Yeah, got a little scowl.
Life through Tim's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching Our Kind of People on one of those network shows, just trying to support Yeah.
Looks cheap.
Just because it's a show with black people does not mean it's cheap.
You just said that the show that's made outside the U.S. is cheap.
I mean, anyway, that show is fine. I don't necessarily care for it that much because it kind of reminds me of how... Stop.
Wake up call, U.S. currency is cheap.
Okay. Other shows we're watching... The Premise came on Hulu, which is... Wipe that smoke off your face. Anyway, it came on Hulu. You're just having a great time. You've missed me.
I haven't.
That came on Hulu. It's pretty good. It was 4 episodes, I think, about gun laws and
I just remember the one with the guy from Walking Dead and The Punisher.
Yeah,
I don't know his name.
That's the first episode about gun laws.
Oh yeah, I don't remember the other 3.
There's one about Justin Bieber, not about Justin Bieber, but a male pop star. Yeah, don't waste your time. It's fine.
You don't get the premise.
How long have you been waiting to say that?
Anyway, I think The Harder They Fall. You watched that recently. It was a waste of my time.
So The Harder They Fall has a lot of celebrities in it. It's produced by Jay-Z, and it had Zazie.
The only reason Brio is awake was because she kept saying Zazie.
Zazzy's in it. Lakeith's in it. Regina King is in it. Hall? King.
I don't know.
Hall? King. Idris Elba's also in it.
I was going to say, isn't he the biggest one in the movie? The biggest star?
Zazie. Speaking of Zazie, Atlanta should be coming back season 3 finally in 2022. Donald Glover released a teaser October 31st, Halloween of this year. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it. I'm busy. But I look forward to watching the new season. Are you going to watch it? Did you watch Atlanta?
No,
Black people.
I don't like Atlanta.
You don't like black people?
You're right. I don't like Atlanta at all.
Not even the show?
The city, anything to do with it. The Falcons. I used to like the Falcons. I hate them now.
Speaking of... I'm going to have a little Tim Strash talk on Temptation Island. Begin.
I didn't sign up for this. Well, college football season, well in force. Alabama and Auburn. Auburn fired your favorite last year, Gus Malzahn.
Gene Chizik.
Gus Malzahn. You know you love Gus Bus.
I don't know who that man is.
You know you loved him. They fired Gus, brought in this trumpet from Idaho.
A trumpet?
Trumpet.
Okay.
A trumpet. He first rubbed people the wrong way. Well, not a lot of the redneck fans, but rubbed a lot of the actual educated Auburn fans the wrong way because he refused to say whether he got the vaccine or not, which you know what that means. So we know what kind of coach we're dealing with. He also, before the season, was like, we're going to be a blue-collar team. We're going to work hard. I'm like, well, you're pretty stupid, so you're going to lose. So you should be educated instead. So here we are mid-season, and things are going very poorly. They lost a 28-3 lead to Mississippi State. Ended up losing after giving up 40 unanswered points to a team that Alabama beat 49-9.
So tell me this, Tim gets this question a lot. So when he mentions that he grew up in Auburn, he is a fan of Auburn, but also is from Alabama. Who are you rooting for in the situation?
It's because I grew up a big Bama fan, but then I was forced to go to Auburn by my family, and then because I have ties to Auburn, I like Auburn. Just it depends on who actually has a chance to win a championship that year. But yes, I am a fan of both. In this situation, because I do not like the new coach, I hope Auburn loses every game until he gets fired. But on the bright side, there with one of Biden's things he passed, all state employees will have to be vaccinated by like December 8th. So Harsin is going to get kicked to the curb most likely because I am pretty sure that redneck ain't going to get vaccinated.
Do you think he's going to lie about his status similar to Aaron Rodgers?
They have to prove it, so he would have to go through the process of getting a fake vaccination card, and at that point, I'm pretty sure you're committing some felonies.
Okay.
Lying about like a state job. I don't know. It could not be a felony because it's state related. I don't know.
I never know.
I don't understand criminal law. It's pretty stupid. But yeah, my hopes are they lose the rest of the games, and like if you're gonna get this joke of a coach, you should have just kept Gus, because like Gus wasn't terrible. Gus would have beat Mississippi State. You're never gonna win championships, but like with Harsin, you're never gonna win anything. So anyway, Alabama not having a good year necessarily. They are obviously in the running for the playoffs, but their team is probably the worst they've had since like 2007. The defense
is very bad.
The defense is bad. The offense is bad. Like against LSU, they had like 6 total rushing yards, which is like the lowest since I can't remember the year. I think they said like 1990 something. It may have actually been 93. It was something. Actually, no, 93. They were like undefeated.
95.
92.
92.
93 was Auburn undefeated. I don't know. I was like 1 year old.
I was 1.
But yeah, Alabama, hopefully end of the year, Pete Golden gets fired, Brian Harsin gets fired, they can go off to Boise and go join a QAnon group or something. So, is what it is. And transitioning from college football, got some great performances lately from the U.S. men's national team, which I give 0 of the credit to their coach, because again, they got rid of a coach who wasn't necessarily that great, but they replaced him with an MLS coach. And I'm like, I get what Mexico was trying to say recently. Their goalie was like, hey, if you want to look at what the U.S. wants to be, they need to look at, like, the face in the mirror is Mexico. The team that they see themselves as in the mirror is Mexico. Mexico actually has a great coach now, and like if you're going to try to be something better than America's ever been, get a coach that's not from America, because like he probably learned from FIFA. Anyway, is what it is.
So is that why your friend is wearing this shirt?
Oh yeah. So in the U.S.-Mexico game recently, Pulisic's been hurt, so he did not play. He did not start the game. Did not play until like the 70th minute. They bring him in 4 minutes later or something like that. It was like literally like 5-6 minutes, somewhere around that range. He scores the first goal of the game and reveals a shirt that says "Man in the Mirror" underneath his jersey.
When this happened, Tim wanted to purchase it for himself and went online to find it.
Well, if the U.S. soccer team had strong marketeers, they would be selling a very cool version of the shirt right now.
It's not a marketeer.
It's a marketeer. But I looked. They don't have anything online. They're really missing out on some revenue. But
do you want to start making them?
No, I don't want to personally. I just want to buy one and wear it. But anyway, the U.S. went on to win 2-0, which weirdly, the U.S. in their defeats of Mexico over like the past 20 years, a lot of the performances have, like, a lot of the wins have been by 2-0, resulting in they wear gear and everything. They have banners that are Dos Acero.
Since July 5th, 1991.
It's a lot. It's weird. But yeah, at the end of the game, everybody was holding up their gear that they had brought to the stadium that says Dos Acero, and somehow they ended up winning 2-0. Very weird. But very, very good win. The U.S. is now number one in the group for World Cup qualifying after obviously not qualifying in the last World Cup. So, might make it to Qatar.
Are you going to try? Well, I know you're not going to go to Qatar.
No, I'm still angry that they're having a World Cup in Qatar.
Tim mentioned wanting to go to a soccer game for his 30th birthday, which is coming very quickly.
Tell people.
So we will keep you updated to see if we go or not.
We're going to go to like a Chelsea game, maybe, or something in Italy. Either see Zlatan Ibrahimovic or see like Pulisic and Chelsea play.
Sounds good. Is your trash talk over?
I think so. You're so strange.
Boom, boom. Why don't you sing it with me?
I don't get excited for this show.
Yes, you do. Tim is always like, is it Mavs Wednesday? Anyway, so Mavs Married at First Sight Houston is quickly coming to a close. We just had the decision day come up. And based off our predictions, we did not have really great hopes for these couples. But in the end, this is like a huge spoiler. So if you have not seen the end or like don't care to watch the end, you can just like fast forward or just move on. So the two couples, so only 2 out of 5 made it, which is Gil and Mirla and Rachel and what's his name?
Who's that?
You're a racist. His name is not Jose. I think it is.
I think it might be
Rachel and Jose. Rachel, Jose. I don't want to commit.
You're gonna get canceled.
This couple and that couple made it. These 3 did not. All of the guys this season were so awful, except for all the guys are so awful. So this couple here, Brett and Ryan, I don't know which is which because when people have names like that, I don't.
Brett's the girl.
Okay.
Because I remember, like, I knew a girl named Brett in college, and it threw me off every time. I don't know why parents do that to their kids.
Gender neutral names.
It's not gender neutral. It is a man's name that they named their daughter.
I think now it's like.
Well, they're trying to make it that way, but it's all these like
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds.
I thought Blake Lively was a guy for the longest.
But they have like 3 daughters, and they named all of their daughters like James and like Marshall and Nick.
Following family tradition. Because like Blake is not a girl's name.
Yeah. So it's like a thing.
What's gender?
Anyway, Tim is going, wow. So he actually was treating her so wrong the entire time, and he was basically just like, I'm not interested in you, but wouldn't like come out and say this to her. He was just like being really nonchalant about it and not even like talking to her. So then we find out later in the season that he is on a dating app even before like they decide to split up and decide not to stay married.
Well, the creators of the show were pretty stupid with that because he very clearly is a super basic person who would want like a John 3:16 blind woman who like loves Sunday school, and like I feel like this person like with her like very red hair, she's into a different kind of lifestyle.
That's what he said. He was like, I want just like basically a trophy wife with blonde hair, and like obviously
takes care of the kids.
Yeah, and he just that immediate attraction was not there for him, so he was like checked out the whole time. And she was like actually trying. She seemed like a really nice person, and I hope she finds love. This couple, Bao and Henry, is it Henry? Johnny. Okay, Johnny.
Racist again?
How is Henry racist? I want Henry to not find love, but I want Bao to find love. Bao was so well. Okay, so we went back and forth on this, where Henry was complaining about how Bao was saying that she like made
Johnny, not Henry.
Henry was saying that he made so many like gourmet. No, Bao was saying she made so many gourmet meals, like did all these things for Henry, and we were like on Henry's side at first, but then like if everything was going really well, Henry would just like start a fight for no reason. and say like, what?
You're really committing to calling him Henry.
Whatever. Johnny would start fights for no reason, and Val's like, what do you mean? Like, I'm actively trying to be with you. So I'm over Johnny. Johnny actually said that he wanted to stay married, which was crazy. He went back and forth so many times.
Well, he said that, or one of them said that like Asian people don't get divorced.
She said
and
that.
They have like a stereotype about that.
Val said that her parents were in an awful marriage but still stayed married because like they believed in like not ever getting divorced. But what surprised us, I was like, oh no, Val, like don't stay with Johnny because you deserve true love. So she said she didn't want to get married. I mean, stay married. Which I was happy for her. How did you feel about it?
Johnny is psychotic and needs help.
Yes.
He needs therapy.
I think both of these men will probably be single for the rest of their lives, or he'll just be with somebody just because, like, what she looks like. Whatever.
Yeah, he'll get married. He'll for sure get married. Johnny...
I don't think Johnny will.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Val finds Val and Brett or Ryan. Hopefully they find someone, Brett.
You know who else needs therapy, though? Her.
Okay, so let's get to Zach and Morgan?
She should be... It's like Micaiah or something.
Michaela. You're really good at this. Okay,
I just
so
knew it was like something that sounded like a guy that I went to high school with.
Michaela?
Yeah, there was a guy named Micaiah that I went to high school with. Weird name.
Okay, so Michaela and Zach, I had high hopes from them because when they first got married, they just hit it off so well. But throughout the season, she just would freak out way too much over really small things. There was one point in the season where she told him, do not wake me up for any reason if you're leaving in the morning or something. So he's like, okay. So it was like something to do with the dog. And so he didn't wake her up, he didn't text her, and he left the house. So then when she wakes up, she's like freaking out about it. She moves out, takes the pepper and all the seasonings. And it's like, why was that necessary? There's just like other blow-ups throughout the season where she's like flipping tables, moving out again.
She told him to leave and he left. And then she blows up.
And she blows up. And Zach was like, on the other side, Zach was extremely emotional. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Like, extremely emotional.
He's a cat person.
But is he a cat person?
He seems like it. He has vibes.
Heavens. Very emotional, and with that was not a good communicator. So like neither one of them are communicating. He's just crying all the time. She's just like overly angry all the time. And so in the end, for the divorce, he's like, yes, I want to get a divorce, but like I still want to be with you, or like I still want to like date you. And it's like that's not a thing. Like if you say no to someone, like that's a wrap. So they're obviously not together that we know of. There's a reunion next week, but
yeah. Yeah, she needs therapy because she may be like bipolar or something. I'm not a psychology minor like you, so don't know the exact terms. But
that was like 12.
she got some kind of disorder.
Yeah, a lot of them had a lot of like daddy issues where like the dads have died or like the dads just like weren't there. A lot of sad stories. Everyone else besides Zach and Michaela were like 35 years old. So those windows are closing. Why are the windows closing? I don't know why I said that. I'm really sorry. I don't know what I meant by that.
You know what you mean?
The new season of Maps. We always forget which city. I know there's like the next season and the city after that is San Diego, but I don't remember where they're going next. But the new season comes out in January, so obviously we'll be here to dissect that, hopefully more months because we took some time off. Any other thoughts on Maps?
You didn't even talk about the two that were successful.
Oh, okay. You go ahead.
Well,
sorry,
Jose?
I'm like here for the drama. That's why I don't care about true love.
Jose?
Stop calling him Jose. I don't think
that
that's
his
his name.
Well, he had a secret. That marriage is not going to last. He will be in Atlanta, Georgia eventually. So we don't need to give that any more discussion. The girl was kind of very boring and basic. Except that she cheats and she's like a serial cheater. And once a cheater, always a cheater. So she cheated on him.
Okay, the crazy part about this, okay, so there's one time, it was a very big blow up where Rachel accidentally called Jose, Johnny's name, and like he freaked out about it, like locked her out of the apartment, right? So she's calling everyone supposedly, but we find out later in the season that she went to her ex-boyfriend's house to spend the night. Crazy! And he didn't even freak out again once he found out, which is like, Instead of freaking out about her accidentally calling you by a cast member's name, you should have freaked out about her sleeping at an ex-boyfriend's house. And she's like, no, nothing happened, we're just friends. And it's like, what? Of all the friends you have and family, you can't call somebody else?
Once a cheater, always a cheater.
So then she also was like, Rachel in the summer, like, I need to go and off and I need to do stuff. So it's like, what do you mean? Like, not everyone has 3 months off randomly in the middle of the year. And she was like, yeah, I act differently. I have to go. So it's like, I don't know how that's going to work. She also wants to take like really lavish vacations throughout the year to like abroad where it's like, she was not bringing that type of cake to be able to do that. And he's like, that's not going to happen. So we'll see how that goes.
You also had the financial stuff with Gil and Merla where Merla is like a successful Merla. She's like a successful, like, whatever. I forget what her job was, but she makes good money, likes to go shopping, likes to go traveling, do all this stuff. But she married a guy who's like a firefighter and says that he would rather live in a box, and like very fitting with all of this stuff. He said that he was a Republican at one point.
Divorce.
Yeah.
And so that was.
He said that he didn't vote, or he wouldn't say who he voted for, because I remember that was like discussed at one point.
He wouldn't tell us. They didn't go into deep conversation about it, because I think it would have been, because Mirla was like, if you voted Republican, like, you think that way, that's not for me.
Yeah, because obviously you're anti-Hispanic at that point.
Yeah, anti himself, because he was something Dominican maybe.
Yeah. And just a person of color in general.
Yeah, I don't get it. So yeah, that was their main thing. He like was like, Mirla was like, I'm not going to change myself just because I'm getting married, which like, sure, like, she's 35 years old, she's worked hard to be where she is. Like, if she can afford to buy $1,000 pairs of shoes and still like live as she wants to comfortably, then let her do that. She's like not asking Gil to do anything. So I completely agreed with her. And like, Gil was getting so angry about it, where it's like, you have to like do X, Y, and Z, you need to stop spending like this. When it's like, if she can handle herself and like is not asking him to like spend more money on anything, she'll be fine.
Well, it's just because he's a Republican man who wants to be like in full control over his whole family, the man of the house or whatever. It's like, yeah.
It's a no for me. I don't think the experts did. I mean, they haven't done really well in a while. The Atlanta one still remains my favorite, just because of how much drama it brought. A lot of these episodes were like flyovers.
They have like a dramatic person in every episode, because like the Chris guy from Atlanta, he also had that person in DC who was like off the wall.
Good.
Yeah.
This one, the most dramatic, I would say, is all the guys were so stupid.
Michaela was definitely the most dramatic.
She only had like 2 dramatic episodes though.
She was always being dramatic. Then like the rest of the episodes should be like, ugh, it wasn't my fault.
I don't know. I think I can combine Johnny and Bao. They're pretty dramatic. Well, they
were boring. Bao and Johnny
the
were
most
boring
were probably Mirla and Gil and Brett and Ryan.
Yeah, Brett and Ryan.
They were like
bland people.
Super bland, super white. All right, guys. Do you have any other thoughts about Max?
No.
Hopefully we'll have more to share in the next episode about the reunion. I feel like people have like started mixing. I feel like Johnny's with Rachel now. Oh wait, she's staying married. That's bad. Okay.
Probably will be. Jose's gonna be in Atlanta.
In Mirla and Gil, I don't know how they're going. They probably started dating again. Oh, and he also like called all of his ex-girlfriends too to be like, "What's wrong with me?" Crazy.
Johnny.
No, Zach. Remember he said that called and like talked to all of them.
Johnny talked to Bao's best friend.
Yes! Oh my gosh. So Johnny called Bao's best friend, and Bao's best friend literally was like trash talking Bao. And it's like, you need to cut her. Any other thoughts?
None.
Okay. So this month, fine. But I wanted to guys give you some really great updates about our upcoming episode for our Women Health series. There's going to be 2 different episodes. One with Latrell Coward and the other with Dr. Agassi. She's an esthetician and she's a dermatologist. We're going to be talking all about skin. Super exciting episode. Do you have any questions off the bat that you want to learn about?
No.
Rosacea? Psoriasis?
What is that coming from? People are going to think that I have rosacea and psoriasis now. What?
Tim has neither. He just has dry skin.
I do have some dry skin.
I think I do too. So I have some. I think
I don't really use lotion very often.
You
So I'm
need
gonna be
to.
one of those old white people who look even older.
And divorcee.
Nope. I have my young black wife.
Young looking. I'm actually older.
You are. You're a cougar.
Not by that much, like a day.
You're a cougar.
Anyway, so stay tuned for those episodes, and new episode will more than likely be next month. I'll try to keep up. You know, sometimes with depression and moving, things just hit you hard and you can't get it together. Thank you for tuning in today. Please be sure to subscribe to all of our stuff. Share it with your friends. Thoughts?
Be sure to watch the U.S. soccer and support them in their journey to Qatar, but do not go to the World Cup. It's dangerous over there.
All right, thank you so much for your time. We will see you soon. Mornington, still here.
Okay, I gotta go.